I asked and you answered, and I'm really excited that an overwhelming amount of people asked pretty much the same question. What's the buyer process like? I am so excited to answer that question because it tells me that you're interested in buying a home, and that's an exciting process. And it can be a lot easier if you know what to expect. So today I'm going to try to answer your question on what the buying process is like and try to break down the different phases and steps that you'll take throughout your process that I get to help guide you on and help you navigate as you go through that journey. I have my notes over here, so I'm ready to go. If I look over here, that's what I'm looking at. But I have broken it down for us so that we can take it step by step in a way that might make it sound a little easier than it actually is to walk through, but that's where my job comes in. I would be there to help guide you and help you navigate that situation and how to walk through each stage that I have lined out here. So the first stage is the pre-approval process. I strongly recommend doing this first. If you don't already have a lender, I have several people that I love and trust that I would offer their contact information so you could reach out to them and get that process started. That can take 1 to 3 days with most lenders if your documents are ready. And by documents, you're going to need proof of your income, W-2s, statements, tax copies, and it's gonna feel like a lot of information that you're giving away to these lenders and a lot of information personally about your finances. And that's true because you're wanting them to lend you a lot of money. Unless you're a cash buyer, in that case, that's a totally different process that I would also help walk you through. Most of us, myself included, fall into the needing a lender category, which is great. And it's an awesome process, and they can also walk you through their steps on what they do, but I can help guide you and be there with you and be that middleman person to help navigate those questions and, clarify anything that might come up or any concerns that you may have during that process. Getting a pre-approval helps you do a couple of things. It's going to help you set a budget because you don't want to be looking at houses that you can't afford. You don't want to fall in love with a $3 million house on a hill or an island and find out that actually you can afford a $150 modest home in a neighborhood. So it's to keep that in mind, and it'll help you kind of guide your search, which is great for me too, and it'll help me find something that you'll love and you have better expectation of what to look for. And then also it helps make your offer competitive. When you have an understanding of what you can afford and a pre-approval letter, you're telling the seller that you've already done the hard work. They're not going to have to wait for you. You've got a pre-approval and you've got a lender, and that you're on the way. You just need to find the right house. That's a very helpful thing for an offer. It makes you stand out. It makes you put together package to deliver to say, hey, I'm ready. I've got all my financing in order, and we're going to close quick. The next phase after you have your pre-approval, before you even look, is the looking phase, the house hunting phase. A lot of people think this is the most fun phase. I like it too. It's a lot of fun for me. Before we go into that phase, the very first part of that is I'm going to ask you a ton of questions. I'm going to get to know you inside and out so that I can tailor and cater a plan to finding the home that meets your most desired list. I'm going to ask what your must-haves are. I'm going to ask what your bonus items are. I'm going to ask you what you don't really care about. You may not care if it has a laundry room, but you really want it to have a wraparound porch. I'm going to ask all of those things so that I can help you look for your house, and I can start my search to find those parameters and those items that are going to make you so happy and excited to go look at these homes. And it can be a fast process. After we do our questionnaire, it could be, I find a house right away for you. Or it could take a little bit longer, and I can kind of help set the expectation for that too. That it's okay if you have to shop around for a few weekends or if you find it really fast. Other factors that can speed up our process is just having a clear understanding of what you want. being flexible if you have to let go of some of those, wanted items, desired items to trade out for some of your must-haves. And then being super responsive is always helpful as well. If I have to reach out to you for any reason, you're able to get back to me, and so we can move quickly on a house if you were wanting to make an offer. And then also out of our control, out of my control, and out of your control is our current inventory levels. If there aren't a lot of houses to choose from, we might have to wait until it's a little bit more of a busy time. Or, they're just, we got to jump when something does come up that you really love. Also, our current market conditions are pretty great. We're seeing buyers moving right now. We're seeing, I think I read home sales are up 38%, which is great. And then, it's still falling slightly in the more sellers market, but it's picking up. So I'm excited to see what happens. I have a few clients out there looking right now, and I'm very excited for them. It is an exciting time. I say exciting a lot, I say fun a lot, and I say awesome a lot. I'm trying to work on that. If you can think of other adjectives that I can throw in there, send them my way. Also, when we're looking at houses, we'll attend open houses, or you might attend an open house without me and tell me that you love that house, and then I get to go reach out to that agent and help negotiate that deal from the open house that you saw. So there's a lot of opportunities to nail down that phase. And the last and final phase is offer to acceptance, and then closing. So when you make your offer and the seller has said, yes, I want these people to buy my house, then you go under contract and we open escrow. A few things happen during escrow and being under contract that are time sensitive. We have to get a home inspection within 7 to 10 days. We do an appraisal. We make sure that you get your final approval from your lender. It goes to underwriting. While all of that's happening, the title company is doing a title search, and then we get to do a final walkthrough. And then you get the keys to your new house. It's so fun. And there's that fun word again, and so exciting. But I can be there through every phase and every step of it. There are some things that can speed it up or slow it down. If you have cash versus financed, those two things matter. We touched on that a little bit in the beginning of this video. If you have an inspection issue that requires either renegotiation or it's needing to be repaired before the loan can go through, if you have a loan type that requires certain things, that might hold it up a little bit. If there's any appraisal gaps, we might need to look at that, and there might need to be some discussion around the pricing of the home. And then if you have any missing paperwork, which is why I said it's really important to have that paperwork lined up, like your ducks in a row before you go into it, just to make sure that there's no delay on the underwriting side. I know that really helps too. And then this is why a good agent manages your timeline. They really coordinate everything for you, and they make it very simple. So if you're interested in buying a house, please reach out to me. My information is on this video, on my bio. You can call me, text me, chat me. There's a million ways to get a hold of me, but I would be so happy to walk you through the buying process. If you're a seller looking to list, I'd be happy to talk to you as well. This is going to be a very exciting market for the next few months.